What's going on, guys? Still here. And today we're going to be doing a time lapse of the Falkland Islands mission that I am making in preparation for War Thunder's next update, New Power, in which we will have new carriers. We will have VTOL aircraft such as the Harrier, which will be a staple of this mission, as well as just a couple of other neat little features, mainly the new engine, which is going to make this mission look amazing. And yeah, I'm just gonna not commentate too much on it, but I figured I just want to show you guys what it takes to make a somewhat workable custom mission in War Thunder. As many of you may know, I made a mission called Suez Crisis, which was on the previous updates dev server that most people that were on the dev server actually got to play. And a lot of people actually thought, and apparently still do, think that was a Gaijin mission that was never added to the live server, when in actuality it was a mission made by me, who was really struggling to comprehend the fact that they hadn't really improved their map design or really anything new in relevancy to having radar missiles in the game. So this mission is going to, again, be centered around the Falkland Islands, in which it'll be the UK versus Argentina, sorry, I always say Argentina, which will be played by American and French players, and using aircraft relevant to the time, such as the A4 Skyhawk and the Entendard, which will basically be a substitute for the Super Entendard, which was the aircraft that had used exocet missiles against Royal Navy destroyers. Now, because we don't have those kinds of destroyers in game, I've substituted them with cruisers as the HMS London and the battle class HMS Tobruk, or HMAS Tobruk, and that's pretty much going to be the Royal Navy fleet composition, with actually a couple of Lubeck cruisers in there, which will be escorts of HMS Sheffield, interestingly enough. Now, I tried naming units, but ships that can be controlled by players in the normal naval battle sense, so London, Lubeck, Tobruk, cannot actually have a name appear above them. However, the aircraft carriers that were relevant to the war were actually able to be named. So yeah, it would have been nice to have a Helena C. You would see it, and it would say General Belgrano on it, and for the British HMS Sheffield and stuff like that. I also included a submarine, considering that the recent event has allowed us to actually put those into the game. They've appeared in the CDK list, so who knows how long that'll stay, but I've put them in there just for show. You can't really see them because they're underwater, but that's pretty much it for the Royal Navy. For the Argentinians, it was a Helena escorted by a couple of mixed U.S. destroyers, considering that Argentina actually used a lot of U.S. equipment in terms of their naval ship, which were just retrofitted Fletchers and cruisers like Helena for their fleet. Their fleet is not as big because this mission is actually asymmetrical. If you notice how it'll look in the final picture, as you can see, there's a lot more Royal Navy stuff than there is Argentine Navy. Now, that's primarily because, again, it is asymmetrical. So Argentina's objective is to pretty much wipe out the Royal Navy while also stopping the advance on Port Stanley airfield, which is, again, not technically Port Stanley because this is the Saipan map, which next update will actually be receiving a size increase. So I might actually be able to work this mission a little bit better for better distance control and pacing, considering I actually had to move the carrier positions from in between the islands in the corners, so in the top left corner, or I should say the northwest and the southeast corner of the map, or sorry, was it? No, yeah, southeast corner, to now the northeast and southwest corners, pretty much on the tip of the islands. It was better for pacing, and overall, I think it allows the mission to flow better. One useful tool is to see where combat would happen the most is to have AI in a game, which actually fly to the closest point that they can actually engage each other. So it's kind of useful to see where the AI go, because that's usually where players would go. I'm not saying players are as stupid as AI, but it kind of shows you where the shortest distance between spawns is. I put a couple dynamic spawns in too, which I don't believe I put in this time lapse. I may have already done it before I started to record. Actually, no, you can see the one over there. There's a tiny little bubble in the top right, and then a medium-sized one behind the big one, which is used for a Mirage Patrol. But the big one is actually an exfil zone. So Mirages in the Falklands War that were controlled by Argentina didn't really do much. They obviously were land-based aircraft, so they actually are meant to spawn in the small little bubble, which is in the direction of Argentina mainland, and the exfil bubble is just there to kind of balance out the spawn versus exfil spot, so you can't really abuse the spawn. So I've tried to take as much care as possible into making this mission as balanced as possible, while also making it asymmetrical, so each team or each side basically has its own task to do. This mission I feel will be really great for the Harrier players, which will be able to use their ground ordnance to great effect. So yeah, not much more on that, just kind of take a gander at what I was doing. Again, I apologize for camera work, because at times the CDK, since it is so dated, sometimes tweaks out the camera, because it's so memory intensive, and it's just really frustrating. So anyways, I'm done talking now. You guys just enjoy the rest of the video, and I'm Steel Wolf, and I'll see you all next time.